Welcome to the Brownie Bites edition of It's Always Game Day in Cleveland. I'm Daryl Ryder, coming to you from the Greenbrier in West Virginia as the Browns wrapped up their first practice of camp down here in the mountains. A lot of news following practice coming from head coach Kevin Stefanski. Let's first start on the injury front. We found out that cornerback Greg Newsome II underwent surgery to repair a hamstring injury. The Browns are hopeful he'll be ready to go by week 1. Also news regarding defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson. He will undergo a knee scope on Friday. Once again, the team hopeful that he'll be good to go come week 1. Also, no timeline from Stefanski regarding running back Nick Chubb and right tackle Jack Conklin. Of course, both of those players coming off serious knee injuries that required surgery early last season. Now to Deshaun Watson. We got to see him throw on Thursday afternoon. It was a light practice, so they weren't full speed. Stefanski telling us after practice that yes, that when they go into team drills, Watson will be available to handle a full workload, but they will be careful as they go throughout camp and monitor the volume of throws as he continues his rehab from shoulder surgery last year. Now to the question everybody has been asking: who is going to call the plays this year? Stefanski had an answer for us.
I'm going to call the plays this year, so I'm going to get that out of the way. I know everybody's interested. And any decision I make for our football team, I take a lot of information in. I try to listen to a lot of people and make decisions. And ultimately, what I feel really, really confident in is our offensive staff. I feel really strongly about Coach Dorsey and the entire offensive staff. So we'll continue to be an operation that works together. It's never been a one-man show.
How much of that was fantasy work don't fix it because it's gone so well the first 4 years?
No, I mean every year stands on its own merit, and we really have all new. I think it's 6 or 7 new coaches on the offensive staff. So I'm excited about everybody's role in that, and that's why I mentioned it earlier. I feel strongly about the offensive staff, about that whole group in there, and I think that we will continue to work through a lot of things. I think with the new staff, I mentioned that to the guys this week, there's things that come up in OTAs that you got to work through. Then there's things in the preseason. Then there's things in week 1. So that's just the nature of being year 1 with the group. But I feel really, really strongly both about the people and the coaches.
So that mystery has been solved. It will be Stefanski and not new offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey. Now to Amari Cooper, who got to catch some passes from Deshaun Watson Thursday afternoon. We got to talk to Cooper, who had his contract situation with the Browns taken care of earlier this week. Cooper got the $20 million that remained on the contract for this upcoming season, fully guaranteed. He also gets the opportunity to earn an additional $5 million through incentives. Cooper spoke about his contract situation after practice as well.
I'm content for sure. Obviously I wanted more guarantees in the contract, just because I feel like I've earned it. But you can't always get what you wish for all the time. But it's definitely noted. If I have to go earn it, that's what I'll do. To be honest, holding out was never in the cards. I don't have any experience doing it, so like I'm kind of a routine kind of guy, and I'm the type of guy I need those reps. You know what I mean? So, I always knew I was going to be here at training camp for sure. Honestly, it wasn't really about, money. That's why I think people have a misconception about that. It was more so like in the language of my contract. I signed a 5-year deal with the Cowboys, only 2 years is guaranteed. This is the last year of that deal, but it isn't guaranteed until the week of the first game. And so I was really trying to mitigate the time in which I'd have to be out here practicing and risking injury. You know what I mean? So it was more so about the guarantees, because you never want to get injured without any guarantees. And in the language of the contract, I could get cut. So it was more so about that. It's been nothing but success here in terms of what I've been able to do on the field. I look to get better each and every year while I'm here. I'm really the type of guy that takes heed to old sayings. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm not really trying to go somewhere else. You never know. Grass isn't always green on the other side. So I would rather stay where I'm thriving.
And last but certainly not least, let's talk about Denzel Ward, the Browns' Pro Bowl cornerback, who has had his issues with concussions. One thing we got to see during practice on Thursday, virtually the entire team, quarterbacks being the exception, had on those protective guardian caps. That is a new thing this year during training camp. We're going to see that a lot during practices. Ward, not a big fan of those guardian caps. However, he has explored adjusting the headgear he wears during games.
I didn't like it, honestly. I don't like wearing it, but yeah, unless you change it like the top helmet, like 3 helmets or something like that, then you could get out of it. But I mean, it's just something getting used to. It's just something new. So, but personally, Yeah. I like to be as light as possible. I got a few concussions, but I don't go out there thinking about the concussions. Like I did a lot of research over the season and the off season on concussions and just how to treat them and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not too concerned about it going out there. I go out there, play fast, play hard, and try to win games. That's not my focus on whether I may not get a concussion. I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen out there. The game happens so fast, but yeah, I'm not real worried about it.
They've come out with a variety of helmets now you can choose from. Have you looked into that, and just what are your thoughts on the flexibility the league is giving players to choose their own protective headgear?
Yeah, definitely appreciate the flexibility. I have looked into the few helmets. I'm gonna look into it more. I've been talking to the equipment staff in there just to see the different helmets and fitting and everything. So definitely got to see about getting size for one and see if I like it, how I feel out there on the field. But I definitely looked into it though.
So that'll do it here from day one at the Greenbrier in West Virginia. Thanks as always for listening to It's Always Game Day in Cleveland, watching us on YouTube. Don't forget to download and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. For Andy Baskin, my partner, I'm Daryl Ryder.